YouTube, what is up? It's Matty B. Welcome back to the channel. We're at the Rumble Strip National, and thank you all for tuning in. We are pulling into Fox Raceway, the site of round one for the Pro Motocross Championship going down this weekend. It says it's closed, but I ain't trying to ride. I'm just trying to check it out. We're going to come in here, see how everything's looking, see what kind of progress they made on the track, and to see what the layout and everything's looking like for the action that's going to kick off this Saturday. TGO, baby. I am so excited for the outdoors to kick off. Oh, man, here's the track. This is getting me so excited for outdoors. Supercross is great and all, but outdoors, that's what we all grew up riding. Outdoors are core, outdoors are gnarly. TGO is almost upon us. This is gonna be great. And guys, let me know in the comments, who do you guys think is gonna take it this weekend? We got a bunch of people returning from injury. Jet's gonna be back, Hunta, Prado, Tomac. This is gonna be such a stacked national. I think I forgot to mention, it's also Tuesday, so we got the action going down in just a mere 4 days time. I cannot wait. Let's check out the track. Here's where it all begins, right here. Drop the damn gate already. For any racers watching the tube, you're about to get some next level insight, because I know for a fact where the hole shot's going to come from. I can guarantee it's going to be somewhere between gates 1 and 40. And hell, the YouTube's even been doing a little better lately. I might even put money on it. Relatively short start straight into a tight 180 left. Jam them in like sardines. Storm the beaches of Normandy into turn 1. You get super antsy, maybe cut the mound, do the Josh Mosman 2023 approach, rip the inside of the berm, catch a text from Davey Coombs, said, boy, you better watch out, track's over there. Out of turn 1, very short straightaway, heading right into turn 2, 180 to the right. You can either go tight on the inside. Trailer Park girls are definitely eligible for this outside. It is way out there. This is a wide corner. And when I raced the National a couple years ago, the 820 was laid out, Moto 2, right there, right off the start. I have this syndrome where I just get this strong urge to crash on the first lap of Nationals, and man, was I good at making it happen. And they have got it so deep out here, even already on a Tuesday. I think it's going to be extra rough and rutted this year. First couple of practices in the morning are going to have the boys looking like a three-legged cat trying to bury a turd on a frozen pond. Without any sort of choice, though, it's going to be dicey in the morning. Always is. That's when I got my loosest. And before I get too much further into this preview, I just wanted to confirm that I will not be in attendance this weekend for round 1. I unfortunately have some stuff that I just have no choice but to be back home for this weekend. And honestly, I'm not too sure if any pro motocross is going to be in my contract this summer. I would love to do it if I can make some content here. I am all in, but I got bills to pay. I need a roof over my head. I don't want to go the eating ravioli out of a hubcap route. So if I'm not able to do anything here, unfortunately, I'll probably have to find something more productive to do. But we're going to apply for some access, and we'll see where we can get. I love the outdoors. I would love nothing more than to cover them and bring you guys some action, but we'll just have to wait and see. Out of this bull turn, little roller into this dragon back deal. I think it'll be crucial to see if you can jump up over that top one, because if you hit the top one, you'll get way too much air. Double back on down to the backside. If you can hit that second to last one and pop over the top, you can land up there, get power to the ground, and just eat. Now that I'm up here, I think you're actually going to be kind of hard pressed to actually step up over the top of this thing. But if you can get over it, that's the ticket. More than likely, skim up to the top and then double off over that ski jump landing and then into this tabletop right here. Decent size, right by the crowd, showtime. Land this tabletop, and then for the last several years, you've kind of veered off to the left, and then there was a massive pile of dirt. They dug the china and put a huge step up there, right in the middle of the track, but it's gone. And from every single rider I've talked to, I think they're all really excited about the layout change. Gonna slow it down a little bit. Now you land this tabletop, head straight, got a little roller, and then an inside option roller into the corner to slow it down, inside, outside. A little berm out there, not a whole lot to bank off of. Out of this tight right, you come out of here, got a little mini dragon's back. Not much to them. You probably just roll, skim up across the top, and then roll off the backside down into this left-hander. And it looks like they're trying to make it an inside-outside option. They've kind of already got it dug up, but the inside's got a little bit of a groove separating it from the outside, so they're trying to open it up, make everybody switch it up, get some passing options open, and then out of that corner into this little floater step up, yacht, laying a little step up. We got a little inside roller, outside no roller, option national. And then into this, we got a little tabletop and another step up, super basic. I remember in 23 when I raced this double in the morning was so muddy and rutted that I didn't even jump it on my fast lap until the second qualifier. Ouch. Just so you guys know though, there was a massive pit in between face and landing. I'm not rolling a jump with this as a landing. Oh, this is sick. Upon further review, this is actually a triple. You get some airtime, little stees in the contract over this thing. Land, avoid the dozer. I don't believe that's on the track map. Through this little 90, another little inside single, outside no single action. And then it looks like we got a nice set of rollers. And I think this is a lot more rider friendly than when I raced it. And I'm gonna reference 2023 a lot because I actually have some experience on this track, and it was Gnarls Barkley. But this was a section of double with ruts everywhere. It looked like corduroy pants. I was holding on so tight, could have snapped the damn Rentals in half. But hopefully they can get some manual action, get the power to the ground through this one. And then out of these rollers, up a little hill, and then we get into a section with some elevation up and down. Had to rejet my two-stroke for the top of that hill over there. Who knew Paula was actually in Boulder, Colorado? I was gonna call that Mike LaRocco, but it's way too big to be the Rock. That's Boulder. Rip up into this first elevated turn. I think it'll be 2 main lines, either inside, hold it tight, short way around, or around the outside, wide open, float the valves, Tomac style. And then head down the hill into this bottom right-hander. Braking bumps are almost pre-built, baby. TGO is about to be gnarly. Dog days of summer. And then down into this U-turn, right-hander, back up a massive hill. And I like how they got some berms built up around the outside. If you got a flat 180, kind of hard-pressed to make the outside work. It's just so much longer around unless you got something to just bounce off of, like this right here. And then this hill, the old iPhone is not doing this any justice. This is basically like a man-made screw you that appears to have some rollers on the way up it just to throw everybody out of their contract. We're starting to hit the saturation national. Water, a hot commodity out here in California. And this hill is gnarly. My choice of footwear is beyond questionable. I didn't realize I was gonna come straight here from the last place I was. Whoa, but yeah. There's a perfect representation. You can barely walk up it. Crazy steep. So I had to use my hands to get up here. My God, we're out of breath. Good thing I ain't racing. But up to the top of the man-made screw you. Just a little 90 this year at the top. Hell, I could even see Jetson's mutant ass transfer double this around the 90 and onto the backside. Then we got this little double, not very long in length. That's what she said, but straight down a hill right after you land. And this face doesn't have a whole lot of oomph to it, so I think there's gonna have to be kind of a send actually, maybe a seat bounce to get the height to get up over this thing and back down to the backside. And then at the bottom, looks like a war zone. My gosh. And this is a welcome change from yours truly, because when I raced it in 23, at the top of the hill, there was some dogleg BS setup back there. This double was right out of the corner, and I never cleared it one time all day. Just clacking it, bouncing into the bumps, watching my life flash before my eyes for 30+2, and about 31st place, no choice. This looks like the mound that Tim Geiser hit at the Switzerland MXGP, where he just got launched. I think they're going to take care of this one, though. Little roller at the bottom of the hill to upset the suspension. Then we got a little sweeping 180 to the left, a little inside elevation roller action, just to keep the options open. And then out of here, little double right out of the corner, into this step up. Pretty steep face, but not much landing, so you can pretty much land anywhere. Ready, fire, aim. iPhone never does it justice. Actually, neither does any camera. TV especially doesn't. You know it's steep when you got to build stairs into the hillside so the fans can traverse the spectating areas. She's vert. Big ol' yacht up this step up, land up here at the altitude. Another little right-handed sweeper around this water tank. That's why they have water. They're out here hoarding it in this tank from all the thirsty citizens. I should have known. Little inside roller was going to be in the contract up here. But this is a pretty narrow corner up top. And then you drop back down, and it looks so gnarly right now. They have got tons and tons of fresh dirt sourced from somewhere that's not here on top of this thing. So I don't expect to see that Cali hard pack base. I think this might be one of the gnarlier Paulas in recent memory. Imagine if they left it like this and we're just like, yeah, okay, 250B practice. Good luck. But down this last hill, and that's it for the up and down portion of Paula. The rest of the course is as flat as a baby's bottom. Get down to the bottom of the hill, either inside single or around the outside. I know you probably could have never guessed that. And then out of here, little roller up over this tunnel. Scrub over this thing, don't catch a peg or dab a leg. Neither will end well. And then we got this basic little tabletop, nothing to really see here. Then another right-handed 180 back there. There's no inside single. Maybe they just haven't gotten to this part yet. And yo, I'm just joking. I am not hating on the inside singles at all. It actually makes for multiple lines. I think it's a good thing. There's just a lot of them out here. I can't help myself. Not gonna lie, I think it would be sick if the track went up around that tree and then back down like it used to. But I think it's all part of an effort to slow this place down, so I can respect it. Going bug on a windshield at slower speeds is definitely a lot safer than doing it at high speeds. Out of the right, bend back to the left just a little bit. Then we got a little booter, triple, kind of a step up, nice floater. It's where my boy Josh Mosman and Freddie cross jumped into oblivion. I don't know how they rode out of it. Man upstairs was looking out for my boys. And then now that I think about it, the man upstairs was looking out for my squirrely ass too, because I almost weeded it through here in qualifying practice. It was definitely sketchier than kindergarten artwork, but we made it in, no choice. Rip into here. I'm not even gonna say what this is. You guys can see it. Inside outside option through this 90 and then into another 90 with yet again the same obstacle. Free of choice though. There is some titty city dirt out here, seriously. This has got to be the most East Coast friendly place they could have the West Coast National, because I mean, if it was at Glen Helen, Elsinore, don't even get me started on that place, it would for sure be the Concrete Invitational, but it ain't bad. There's some fluff out here. Holy Toledo, I think this is what broke RJ's hand last year. I'm about to do my duty for being out here and get it off. Holy crap, it's heavy. All right, had to call an audible. It was too heavy for me to even move it. Sorry, RJ. But come out of the rock garden, sweep through here to the left, and then we got a little pop double. Super basic, but you know by the end of the day, at the National, there's gonna be ruts, holes, kickers, everything you can think of. It's all gonna be on these jump faces. Separates the men from the boys, and I think we all know which one I am. Laying that, we got a couple of rollers here. Ideally, I think they'll double them. I know I never thought about it. And then you're never gonna guess this one. Inside roller, outside berm. If you guys remember, this is where Dino almost ended Jetson's life last year in practice. The lines came together. I still don't even know how they made it out alive. And one thing about these inside roller options, they are obviously the shorter distance, but they tend to kind of take a while to work in, because qualifying practice, one lap to check the track out, then green flag go, try to put in a burner. So nobody's worried about working in different lines on the track. They're trying to go as fast as they possibly can to put it in the show. So in the morning, I feel like these outside berms kind of dominate the National, but then as the day progresses, outside gets gnarly, then that inside kind of becomes the primary line. It's always ever changing. It's moto. And then this final section's pretty fun heading into the finish line. A little pop double after that option, and then a tabletop where I'm standing right now, get a little floater, actually get a breath, shake out those 2x4 arms, and then one last tabletop. That's where the finish line's going. That's where it all ends. And by ends, I mean ends for round 1 of 11. This is only where it begins for the dog days of summer. And then land the finish, you head into these 3 rollers right through here, into another 90, either in or out. And I think this will either be a 2-1 to the inside, or maybe you can soak up the first one and go 1-2 over the tall one, and then rail the outside and do another little set of moguls through here. And then depending on how gnarls Barkley it is on race day, maybe these will just be survival rollers. Maybe you'll be able to double through. Honestly, I could see the top dog, Aliens, using this last roller to double over the inside option roller. I mean, honestly, I've seen them do gnarlier. I think this is kind of child's play to them. I know I'd never consider it. And then this is a double inside single option. You got one on the entrance and one on exit, so you can either do a lot lower speed, but 2 inside singles, shorter distance, or of course, the classic Trailer Park Girls around the outside, massive around the outside, way long distance. Got to pay extra, but it might even out whenever you get over to this tabletop here. Little speed check action. Over this tabletop, I think it's a whopping 8, maybe even 9 feet, and then land into this 90. I believe this should be where the mechanics area goes, right off to the right here. And off to the left, you got the boys, Nick Way, Myron Short, Tim Cotter, already out here getting the groundwork laid, making sure everything goes to plan. And that round 1 is a well-oiled machine. Then a little roller out of the mechanics area section into one final right-hander. Damn near got a Supercross bull corner. Little lucky Freezy doesn't do the great outdoors, but around that, back onto the start straight, across the wasteland that is a Tuesday out here at Paula, and then back into this left-handed sweeper. And that is a lap for round one of Pro Motocross 2025 here at Fox Raceway. I think the track's looking good. A lot of you guys that don't race love to hate on this place having a national, but I feel like a lot of the riders would actually prefer it to be here. They do a good job with everything, and I think it's going to be an epic opener this weekend. Thank you guys for watching. Let me know in the comments what you think of everything, and I hope you guys are excited as I am for round one to kick off this weekend. Let's go.